What's going on, YouTube? This is Matt with 731 Woodworks. I want to show you how I make these entryway benches, or just benches, whatever you want to call them. Most people put them in their entryways or mud rooms, so when you come in, you can set your keys or handbags on top, and then your shoes go on the bottom. I stained this one a dark walnut. This one's painted turquoise. Paint them or stain them any color you want, but they're very simple. 2x6s, 2x4s, 1x4s. So all you'll need is two 2x6s 8 foot, one 8 foot 2x4, and three 8 foot 1x4s. They're really simple to make. They make great, beautiful pieces to go in your home. Yeah, just excuse my man glitter. So I just got through building these and staining and sanding and staining. So check this video out and let me know what you think. So this is a pretty simple entryway bench. You can use the bench for anything, I guess, but I call it an entryway bench. It has the shoe storage underneath. What it'll look like when it's finished is this. It's pretty cool. You got a little shoe storage under there. Just simple 1x4s on the bottom. You got a 2x4 apron down there. And then you just a 2x6 and 2x4s. So all it takes is three 8 foot 1x4s. You take two 8 foot 2x6s. And one 8 foot 2x4. So your cuts are this is one being made flipped upside down. I just use pocket holes, Craig pocket holes, and just to attach it, it keeps this from flexing. If you don't have that, you could just take a simple 2x4, cut it to length, and just put you some screws in there. So what I do is these two, the 2x6s, are 48 inches long. And then this is 45 inches, so you're taking off 1.5 inches on each end. And then this 2x4 is 18 inches, and then you'll have two 2x6s on each end, 16.5 inches, just like that. And what I do is I'll take a pocket hole right here and screw it here, and then that 2x4, the apron thing, goes right here, and then your 1x4s will stack on top of that, so you won't even see those screw holes. These things are really neat, and they're a good seller too. A lot of people like them. I've sold several. So what I did, this one's sanded, it's ready. I'm gonna paint this one a turquoise color, and then this one will be stained a Minwax dark walnut. That's what the customer wants. You can join these a number of different ways. If you're gonna do pocket holes, you'd need to actually do it from the top on this so that it would go down, because if you do pocket holes from the bottom on this piece, you're just going to screw into the end grain here. It's going to bust out. What I like to do is just countersink a couple holes there. Just take my speed square, mark 1 inch from each side, and then 3/4 inch down, which is half the thickness of a 2 by 1.5 inches. So I'll just take my countersink screw or drill bit, just make you a couple countersunk holes there. Then I have some really good screws here. These are 2.5 inch screws. You could use 2 inch, but I like the 2.5. Then I like to put a little wood glue. I know I'm gluing on the end grain, but a little wood glue doesn't hurt nothing. So you can fill those if you want, or leave them like that. I typically leave them, but sometimes you want to fill them if the customer wants it. So next thing I'm gonna do, I've got it flipped on its side here. I've just got these setting in place. They're not screwed or glued or anything. So what I like to do is do this top one first. Get it flush here. Get it lined up. And I'm gonna drill these 2 countersunk holes here. And it's easier if you take a clamp and clamp from here to here, and then drill your holes and get it all attached. Once this end's attached, I'll turn and do the same thing on this end. These are pretty good clamps. They're Irwin clamps, come from Lowe's. $15 a piece for a 36 inch. If you don't have one of these glue bots, man, make your life easier. Just grab one. Like $6 on Amazon. So I've already drilled my pocket hole here. You don't have to use a clamp at all. It makes it easier when you're trying to get it held in place. Just flush it up real good. I'm not using a square here. I could, you could use this to square it up. But really, if your cuts are right, you really don't have to have it. Because you're going to have these pieces down here. These 1-bys are 45 inches also, which is what this piece is. So it should square itself up within reason. It doesn't have to be perfect. Same thing on this, I just use a speed square. On this one I like to put them in 1.5 inches on each side. And then of course 3/4 inch in again. It just makes everything look uniform if you're going to do these type screw holes or this type of joinery. I think it looks off if you put, if you just randomly pick a place to put your screws. It doesn't look as good to me. It's just personal preference. Everything's flush. That's all there is to it. And we'll attach this leg and then the other ends. Then we'll work on the bottom. So now what I've got is I just got it standing on end. Okay. So what I want to do now is I've got a 2x4 cut. The width of this is 14.5 inches. What it'll wind up being. I cut it a 1/16 inch short. I always cut it a little bit short, just because I don't want you to overhang. You can cut it exactly if you want. So now what I'll do is I'll clamp this down. I'll drill a countersunk hole here, here, and here, just 3, and that'll be plenty to hold the shoe support, because that thing's not really meant to hold a lot of weight. You just want to hold it on there. So we just got this apron on here, or stringer, runner, whatever you want to call it. I've got it clamped down with these little clamps. Get them at Walmart for like $2 a piece, just to hold it in place while I drill my pilot hole. So just 3 is all I'm going to do. Of course, I got a little bit of wood glue on there too, so it gives it a little extra. Then for this, I only use 2-inch screws. If I use 2.5, I just feel like it's just too much. That's all there is to it. Now we're going to put these the shoe storage rack on there. So what we're doing now is just putting the slats in for the shoe storage. Now I'll go ahead and put all 3 in place. It'll actually fit 4 in there if you didn't want any gaps on there, but I like to leave gaps just because it doesn't just collect all your dirt. You can actually clean out from under it if you need to without having to move. You can see if it's dirty. Some people, you can stack 4 in there. You just have to buy you an extra 1x4. Again with the wood glue. Just not much. And then I've got 2 3-foot clamps tied together because I'm going to clamp it down and pull everything nice and tight. And that squares everything up too, if you can do that. If you don't have clamps, if you got ratchet straps, like you tie down loads with, that works too. You just wrap it around the thing and strap it up to, ratchet it down. You wanna drill the pilot holes with these, especially in these 1-bys, because they'll bust out if you don't. Just what I do is just 3/4 inch from this end, which is half of the apron underneath, and then I'll mark 1 inch from each end there. That way everything looks nice and uniform when you're done. Then for these, I'm using shorter screws. These are just 1.25 inches. It's more than enough to hold these in. I flush everything up, obviously, before I pre-drill. That's all there is to it. We'll get the rest of these knocked in, and this will be ready for sanding. Alright, so I sanded it and got it ready to paint and stain. I've got one here standing on the end. I'm fixing to paint a turquoise color. This one's getting a dark walnut stain. Before I stain pine, especially construction grade pine, what I do is I use this pre-stained wood conditioner, because if you don't, it will come out with those blotches in it. Put this on there and let it dry 20-30 minutes, and then go in with your stain. You notice I rounded the edges off. I just used a 3/8 inch round over bit in my router and just rounded the outside edges. That just kind of gives it a more finished look, and you don't have those sharp edges for your customer to cut themselves on, or if a young child falls into it, they hopefully won't cut themselves. But I'm fixing to get this paint and stain going, and then I'll show you what I got after that.